field for the remainder of your halftime entertainment, the Tomball Cougar Pride Marching Band. Directors of the Tomball Cougar Pride are Steve Fry, Kyle Wynn, Rob Solon, and Nicole Younger. Additional staff members include Preston Long, Robin Rodriguez, Zach Harrison, Michael Gonzalez, Tony Curran, Kevin Wilson, Anna Conant, Brandon Tanner, Mike Anderson, and Becca Solon. Band awards for this week are Outstanding Freshman, Nick Tavera, Outstanding Marcher, Tony Surface, Spark Plug, Sean Wharton, Best Section, Low Brass, Officer of the Week, Megan Williams, Color Guard Member of the Week, Hope Brown. The band is under the field direction of drum makers Emmy Yao, Aubrey Lee, and Lauren Williams. Tonight, the band will be performing their contest show titled Primary. We would like to ask for all stage noise to be kept to a minimum out of respect for the performers of the field. Tomball Cougar Pride, you may now take the field in exhibition performance.
Yeah, we were trying to charge it before we left the extra battery. Alright, appreciate it. You're good, you don't need to wait to sit. No, I'm saying I just want to screw that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the nationally acclaimed Mayde High School Martinettes. The Martinettes are led onto the field by the 2015 dance officers, Captain Maddie Schreiber, First Lieutenant Cindy Rodriguez, Senior Lieutenant Alexis Clark, Senior Lieutenant Lisa Dumont, Senior Lieutenant Addie Frost, and Junior Lieutenant Sylvia Garcia. The 2015 Social Officers are President Taylor Fauna, Vice President Camila Sarcone, Historian Paulina Herrera, Treasurer Kimberly Rivas, and Spirit Leader Daniela Munoz. The new girl of the week is Nicole Chippy. The returner of the week is Savannah Boyd. And the spirit girl of the week is Kiari Donahue. The Martinettes are under the direction of Heather Island. The Martinettes are so excited to have a special group of dancers join them on the field tonight. Please welcome the 2015 Mini Martinettes. Tonight, they will be performing to the crowd favorite, Uptown Funk. Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime enjoyment, the Mayde Creek High School Fine Arts Department is proud to present the Mayde Creek Mighty Ram Band. Drum majors for the Mighty Ram Band are head drum major Catherine Linehan, assisted by Alexander Iglesias and Laura Delsig. The color guard captains are Samantha Guest and Andrea Juarez. The section of the week is the percussion section. The freshman of the week is Tolu Asushade. And marcher of the week is Yasmin Mirasol. The color guard member of the week is Samantha Getz. Tonight, the Ram Band will perform a portion of their 2015 competition show, 5. Okay, Ram fans, time to get up on your feet. Put your hands together and join the Ram band and make great fight song. The mighty Ram band is under the direction of James Dolman, Mark Hughes, Johnny Hartley, Louis Cole, and Amanda McLean. Thank you for all your attention and tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Go green, go white, go Ram!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Rhodes Stadium, where we just concluded our halftime activities. Both teams are on the field warming up, getting ready for the third quarter. Right now, as we start the third quarter, you're looking at the score: the Mayde Creek Rams 21 and the Tomball Cougars 14. This is Brent Hallmark. I'm your color commentator, along with your play-by-play announcer, Forrest Cox. Forrest, I think what we're going to see in the second half is a combination of coach-perceived adjustments. You're looking at pretty much an even spiel on both sides. Each has their own advantages, but I think it's going to come down to how well that Tomball Cougar defense can handle that Mayde Creek Ram offense.
And containing Donovan Lee has been the hard part for Tomball, and also containing the tight end and not letting Josh Grivens run those quick routes into space. You saw him break away and make several plays tonight.
And it looks like we're on defense. The Rams are having a lot of trouble defending against the Cougars' passing attack. But with the adjustments that can be made in the second half, again, with a 21-14 game, this is anybody's ball game. So I'd encourage everybody, stay with us. This is going to be fun. And again, you're looking at two teams that definitely want to end their non-district play for this year with a win.
And, as you said it earlier, of course, Tomball gets a bye week and then they start district. So they at least get a week to prepare. Mayde Creek goes straight into it, and it is a incredibly tough draw for them next week.
Yes, playing number 2 in state-ranked AP poll, Katy, next week here at Rhodes Stadium. They are just going to have to focus on learning everything that they're not only doing right here in this game, but what they can actually do a little bit better. Because next week, they're going to have a hard time dealing with that powerful Katy defense and that high-packed Katy offense. And especially after Katy was hailed to a 14-7 victory by the Woodlands, Katy's going to come out and show that they are Katy. So this is something that Mayde Creek has to be prepared for. Use this as a learning experience, test out certain plays, certain schemes that you want to test out, and then go forward. And again, when Tomball comes off of their bye week, they start their district play against Magnolia West. It's the same deal. They're going to want to be able to put into practice in district play in that 19-5A district exactly what they perceive that they need in order to win the district.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Magnolia West, always a good, talented school out there.
And Forrest, before we have the kickoff, go over some scores around the league in the greater Houston area. Right now at halftime, these are halftime scores. Cinco Ranch over Memorial Mustangs, 20-3. Cypress Springs over Jersey Village, 21-7. Again, these are halftime scores. Northbrook 35, Sam Houston nothing. Conroe 45, Aldine 20. And South Houston 14, Sam Rayburn 2.
And did you see that, Brent? Look at that, an onside kick by the Cougars to start the half, but it looks like the Rams have recovered. And what a gutsy call for Tomball.
It was, and it was interesting to see just how prepared the Rams were, that they saw or suspected that could be coming. And now what it's done is it's given excellent field position for the Rams. The Cougar defense is going to have to show what they showed earlier, but they're going to have to put in those adjustments, especially the adjustment that they need to stop Donovan Lee.
And here comes Lee back out onto the field, along with quarterback Anthony Alcozer, who's had a good day throwing the ball as well as running the ball so far.
And that's one of his strengths, and that's one of the things that they're going to have to exploit.
And this one's going to go up the middle. And it looks like Lee was stuffed for a gain of a yard as he was pushed in the backfield, but where forward progress stops him, he'll get a gain of a yard on that one, bring up 2nd down and 9.
And Jacob Jenkins was there on the stop. He slowed him down and waited for committee to get there. And it was very unusual to see Lee held to only 2 yards. And that was forward progress. So we just might be seeing a preview of some of the adjustments that the Tomball defense has made to contain Lee.
So 2nd down and 8 for the Rams. Here's the snap to Alcozer. He's going to give across to Lee. Lee's got a little opening, and he'll fight his way for about a 4-yard gain and bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Rams. But another nice defensive stop right there for the Cougars. And if you can keep Lee contained, you can figure out a way, and you can get that offense going, you can figure out a way to win this ball game.
Oh, no doubt about it. And that's one of the things that if Mayde Creek finds out that Tomball has figured out how to stop Lee, they're going to have to make some changes quickly.
And a rush coming off the edge. Ball's fumbled and able to be recovered. But we got a flag down. And either way, we got a flag down in the backfield.
Now Ethan Smith got right there and just manhandled Anthony Ascar. And that's about the time that the flag was thrown. So this call is going to be an interesting one to see exactly what they're going to do. And here's the call.
Holding on number 23 of the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
And holding will be the call against the Rams. That'll send the punt team onto the field. And a great defensive start to the half for the Tomball Cougars.
Let's see if another one of those adjustments they made is a lot more aggression going after the quarterback, coming around on the sides and going through the middle.
Snap is down, and the kick is away, and this one's like a beauty deep downfield. Great coverage across 25. He's got a little opening, but he'll be brought down to the 38-yard line. Comio on the return for the Cougars. 33-yard line, actually, the spot. Flag going to fly after the play, and it looks like this one's going to go against the Rams.
Just about to say, it looked like good coverage on the Rams to keep the ball there from crossing the 35. And here's the call.
After the play was over, we have a dead ball personal foul on number 32 Green. That's a 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
And the personal foul call will go against the Rams. That'll move the ball up 15 yards. And that'll give the Cougars, as if they didn't have good starting position before, now they're starting 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line.
You're seeing a 4-man front in the defensive line.
On the carry for the Cougars' 9-yard pickup, Cameron Arredondo, his first carry of the night for the Cougars.
Carried by number 4, Kendall Gordon. Tackle made by number 22, Chris Patrick. 2nd and 1.
And it's that left side run that's been hurting the Rams all night.
And here's a snap. This one going to be given up the middle again. He's got a 1st down and more. Gordon on that carry for a pickup of 5. And that'll put him in to Mayde Creek territory. Be 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line.
Now, Hussein Khatri was right there, but by the time he was able to get to him, they had already made the 1st down.
And here's a snap, another give to the right side to Gordon. Gordon across the 35, across the 30, got to see him, makes a spin move.
Tackles.
And a great run right there by Kendall Gordon, getting the ball down at the 20-yard line. And just like you said, able to shed some tackles and use that speed and keep those feet moving.
Well, he shed about 4 of them up until Cameron Arredondo got to him and brought him down. But by that time, the Cougar offense have gotten the ball now on the 20.
So inside the red zone now for the Cougars. And here's the snap. This one, Jones is going to roll out of the pocket. Here's the throw downfield, tries to throw on the run, and this one's going to hit the ground and be an incomplete pass. Jacob Allen, the intended target.
And Joseph Young was really putting pressure on the quarterback, causing him to throw probably a little bit earlier than he had liked.
And you've seen Mayde Creek do a good job of that tonight, able to get pressure back there and make Mason Jones throw the ball a little bit earlier than he'd like to. And here's the snap. This one going to be given around the right side once again to Gordon. Gordon across the 15, across the 10, and dives forward. Looks like a gain of 11 or 12, and he'll pick up the 1st down. And Brent, I don't know if you saw this on the other side. Number 1, Kelton Mangrum was kind of waving over to the other side. I was trying to see exactly what he was looking at, but you saw him come off that edge real quick. I don't know if he was trying to get a sack or if they left somebody uncovered, but kind of an interesting play right there from Mayde Creek.
Yeah, that one I couldn't understand exactly where he was coming from. I know Donnie Worden was on the tackle, but it could be that he saw something that he thought the bench needed to see.
And to give up to Jenkins for a gain of a yard. Second and goal, or bring up second and goal, yes, from the 6-yard line.
Stop at the line of scrimmage, bring up 2nd and 6.
And the Mayde Creek defense is over there.
Tyron Taylor going to check back into the game at quarterback as well for the Cougars.
Mayde Creek defense sets up.
And here's a snap to give. Tyron's going to keep it up the middle, and he will score. Touchdown, Tomball. And they're just an extra point away from tying this ball game up. Great run right there by Tyron Taylor.
Nice little deceptive play, and he was able to get by 2 defenders. Joseph Young was nearby, but by the time he was able to get to him, he had already crossed the plane of the goal line with 6 points.
Jamie Hayes in for the PAT. Snap is down, the kick is up. And we have a tie ball game, 7:51 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
And with that touchdown, we'd like to thank our touchdown sponsor, Cane Islands. Come to Katy and see what Cane Islands is all about. Well, Forrest, one of the things that Tomball wanted to do right off the bat was to tie that score up. The beauty of having, if you're a football fan, regardless if it's high school, college, pro, the beauty with a tie ball game is it's a whole new game. And both sides, special teams are being coached as we get ready for the kickoff so that the Rams will receive. They've got their 2 receivers down. Donovan Watkins is going to be on the far side with Xavier Shelton closer to.
7:51 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Cougars set to kick it away. And the kick is on its way to the right side. Going to be fielded at the 18 across the 30-yard line and forced out of bounds right there at the 30-yard line, where the Rams will start 1st and 10. And as we saw last series, a great 3-and-out by the Cougar defense.
Cameron Como was right there, as he has been all night, to make the play.
You know, Brent, one thing, I've been involved with high school sports. This will be my 9th year. I gotta love the drum line of a band. You hear them playing down near in front of us, and of course close to our boom mic. So 1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. Snaps down, gives up the middle to Lee. Lee to the left side, gain of 3 yards. Not much to work with on that one, but turning something into nothing, or nothing into something, excuse me.
Well, Kendrell McDonald was right there to bring down Lee. And again, it's early in the game. It's early in this half of the game, but I want to see if some of the adjustments that the Tomball defense has done is to answer for Lee's running ability.
Lee's one of those guys. There's going to be another give to Lee. Lee across the 35. Great moves across the 40, the 45. He's got an edge. Sheds a tackle, and they're going to say he actually stepped out of bounds right at the 50-yard line. But nonetheless, 1st down and a pickup of about 17 yards on that one.
And the only thing that made it different from other runs of the sweep nature that we've seen Lee do tonight is that it happened over here on the close side, over near the home team. And again, Mark Boeing is there to run him out of bounds. And it seemed like those two have been matching up pretty well tonight.
Lee going to line up in the backfield this time. Here's the snap. Give once again up the middle to him. Across the 50 and into Cougar territory. Picks up 2 on that one.
And it looks like Cole Kloffenstein right there again on the tackle, making it 2nd and 8.
And he's been their playmaker all night long, stopping Lee. Quite a few tackles on hand. Second down and 8 for the Rams. Ball at the 48-yard line. 6:35 remaining here in the third quarter. And here's a snap, quick pass to the left side to Griffin. Griffin across the 45 and down around the 43-yard line.
And again, Cole Klopfenstein right there for the tackle.
He's really been all over this field, whether it's middle, left, right. He finds a way to sniff out that football.
And that's exactly what the coaches want with the position that he's in. And to make it even better, he's a sophomore.
Still a lot of room to grow for him then. And Lee in motion. This one's going to snap there. He's going to keep it up the middle, and he'll pick up the first down. Alcozer on the run. Gain of 5 yards. Takes it down to the 39-yard line. And, you know, not just Lee, but you have seen Alcozer make some plays on his feet tonight when the Rams need it. Perfect example right there.
And that's going to be very important because you don't want to get complacent in certain play schematics. Otherwise, the defense is going to read what you're going to do even before you do it. So every now and then, throw it a wrinkle and keep them honest.
And this one's going to be
intercepted.
Almost intercepted. And then caught by Griffin.
And caught. Yeah, it looked like he had it. In fact, it looked like it bounced out of his hands right into his. And they're going to say it is a catch.
Gain of a yard on that one for Griffin. He's been the go-to target out of that tight end position for Anthony Alcozer.
Oh, you know Tomball would like that play back.
No doubt about that one.
So close for an interception, and that would have been 6 points.
Oh, there's no doubt about that one. Lee going to go in motion. Alcozer, he's going to give off to Lee. Lee across the 35 and down at the 33. Gain of 7. Bring up third down and 3.
And Nathan Trotter was going to be right there for the stop to force a third down conversion for the Rams.
So Lee going to stay in motion again as he was coming from the left side. Alcozer's going to keep it, run up the middle, and once again he makes a play on his feet. Gain of 6 for the first down.
And once again, that's something that we did that the Cougar defense did not see in the first half is the quarterback sneak. And so far they've seen it twice on just this whole series right here.
You've seen a lot of those option plays where you can either give it to Lee or Alcozer can keep it himself. Either way, you've seen that a couple plays in a row now. 1st and 10. Here's the snap. Alcozer going to look downfield. Here's the throw deep downfield to Griffin and just out of reach as pressure was coming from the left side. Ethan Smith applied the pressure for the Cougars. 2nd and 10 now.
And going back to what you were saying about the different play calling, where we're seeing more of the quarterback sneaks and all that, that could be one of the adjustments that the Rams coaches made so that they don't focus, so that the Cougar defense doesn't focus on Lee all the time. And that way keeping Lee open for a play.
And this one again, go across the 20, across the 15, and down right around the 10-yard line is Josiah Bryant. Good for a Mayde Creek first down.
And Trace Willis right there on the tackle.
We're going to take a quick break here on Texan Live. You're listening to Forrest Cox and Brent Hallmark.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. During our summer clearance event, we need to move our 2015s.
And you can count on a big selection.
A team dedicated to treating you better and low prices.
Like new Sierra Cruise discounted $12,400. That's right, folks. That's over 31%. And we have hundreds to choose from. Or a new Acadia for $299 a month.
Thanks for making us one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation.
Texan Buick GMC, located Highway 59 in Will Clayton. Or shop 24/7. TexanDrive.com. We treat you better.
And welcome back out to Rhodes Stadium. Mayde Creek will have it 1st and 10 inside. Right inside the 10-yard line.
Tomball defense lined up in a pass prevent And there's flags on the play.
And it looks like this one's going to go false start against the Rams. Not the first time we've seen that inside the red zone, unfortunately.
And we've actually seen it on both sides.
False start on the offense, number 73, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And this is something that just eats away at coaches, because the way that the coaches look is it's very preventable. And you've just got to stay focused and disciplined. Sure, every now and then you're going to get the quarterback with a little bit of a knack of being able to draw people off sides, but they want to minimize it as much as possible.
Alcocer's going to roll out to the right and look for Griffin, and this is going to be thrown behind him and bring up second and goal from the 15.
Yeah, Ethan Karim was right there on top of him to make sure that didn't get 6 points.
You know, as much as we've seen Mayde Creek throw the ball a much tonight, you got to believe Tomball probably wasn't prepared as much for this many passes, but they've done a great job covering downfield.
They really have, and you're right in that, because in the first 2 weeks, Mayde Creek has just showed run, 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 really exploiting Lee. But now with opening up this passing game, it looked like they were hoping to catch Tomball off, and they didn't.
Bryant going to get the carry and going to be brought down in the backfield, loss of 3 yards on that one. But, you know,
the Tomball defenders on that one read that very well, and by committee, they just made sure he was brought down.
So 3rd down and long, ball at the 18-yard line for the Rams. But, you know, Brent, Alcocer's really not a bad passer, and he's not a bad scrambler either.
And that's an advantage that you should really use, especially in tight situations or in tight games. Like this one being all tied up 21-21 with 3:05 and left in the 3rd.
They're going to fake to Bryant, look downfield. He's got a man open and intercepted.
Wow, that was a well-read play by Jacob Jenkins.
Intended for Xavier Shelton. He was open, but Alcocer just underthrew him.
And Jenkins was right there. The junior defensive back just jumped up, grabbed the ball, brought it back down for a touchback. Be Cougar ball, first down on the 20.
Luckily, he caught that ball in the end zone and not at the 1-yard line.
Oh, absolutely. But I'll tell you right now, from the angle that the ball was coming down, if Jacob wouldn't have been there, it would have been 6 points for the Rams.
Great play, great way to go up and get that ball, get your head around fast and make that interception.
And that's what makes these guys feel good, is when they can execute like that.
1st and 10 from the 20, snap down, here's the throw. Incomplete, intended for Mark Bonane.
And I don't know who he was throwing it to. Kelton Magram was right there. In fact, the ball landed at his feet. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody didn't have the wrong route in mind when that was being executed.
2nd down and 10, ball will stay at the 20-yard line. Clock continues to wind down, 2:54 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Going to look deep downfield.
I think we're going to see a flag on that one.
That is going to draw a flag. It's some tight coverage by the Mayde Creek Rams.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mayde Creek definitely had him bottled up with 2 people, but it looks like one of them got a little bit too close to the intended receiver. And I think we're going to hear the call right now.
Defensive pass interference, number 22. That's a 15-yard penalty from the original spot. Automatic first down.
And that was one of the defensive backs charged with committing the pass interference.
So following the 15-yard mark-off, be 1st and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line now for the Cougars.
You got a tight defensive package right there at the line.
Give going to be around the right side to Gordon, and Gordon's going to be tripped up around the 40-yard line.
I think the Rams defenders were hoping for fumble, but he was down by contact.
Pick up a 5 yards on that one. 2nd down and 5. And we're going to have a timeout on the field. But, you know, you see Crosby, or excuse me, thinking Crosby Cougars. You see Tomball kind of slowing down their pace a little bit. They've been really controlling the clock this quarter and trying to, just get in the end zone as much as I'm trying to find a great way to explain this. They're just taking their time, not trying to rush anything.
Well, what they want to do is they want to play this game on their terms, their level. They don't want to keep the Rams defenders, when the Cougars are on offense, they don't want the Rams defenders dictating how this game is going to go. And if anything, in some cases, you can actually slow down defensive momentum by directing it that way. In terms of, it's actually like a reverse no huddle speed up situation. You can actually do it the other way around, and it can be effective.
Here's the snap down. Jones going to look downfield, and this one looks like it's going to be complete, but the question is where they're going to spot the ball exactly.
Yeah, Chris Patton was right there, hit the defender, and it's going to be interesting. The spot of the ball is going to be the whole name of the game.
Could be a first down, waiting on the official call.
It looks like they're going to spot it just right on the 40-yard line.
They're going to consider that no gain after the catch, and a 3rd down and 5 now for Tomball.
And you can see Kelton Magram out there motivating his fellow players. They're staying loose and they're staying focused. That's one of the things that he's trying to communicate. He's talking to everybody up there, slapping helmets, and they're just jumping around. And again, as you were saying about the tempo that the Cougar offense was doing, this is one of the things that the Cougar defense does, the Rams defense does to keep themselves motivated and focused.
Snap is down. Here's the give to the left side. Across the 40, across the 45, across the 50, sheds a couple tackles. So Sayez with a nice carry and a pick up of 15 or 10 on that one. Good for a Cougar first down and taken inside to Mayde Creek territory.
And Donnie Wharton was the one that brought him down, contained him until his fellow defenders could get there.
Be first down 10, ball at the 49-yard line for Tomball. Instead of out of the no huddle, they're starting to huddle up this half. And back in at quarterback is number 3. Sanez across the left side, sheds a couple tackles, and able to pick up 8 yards on that one as Tyron Taylor, a little tongue-tied there, is the quarterback now for the Cougars. Have you seen him and Mason Jones split? A lot of time back there.
Yeah, they did, and when he finally executed the play, Quayne Contry was right there for the stop to keep it from being an automatic first down just by one run.
2nd down and 4, the official spot. Taylor going to keep it up the middle. Flags down as he gets across to the 34-yard line. We'll wait and see what this official call is. I see a flag in the backfield and a flag around where he went down.
Yeah, about the point of the tackle, another flag came flying out, so I'm wondering if we have multiple penalties right now.
1 minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Score all tied up at 21.
Referees are huddling, and the umpire is giving the head referee the call. Let's hear what he says. And that was a face mask penalty that the Mayde Creek Rams just could not afford to give up.
And you see 2 tough penalties against the Rams on this drive with the pass interference call and the face mask. Now here's the give up the middle to Sanez. He's got a deep hole, and he will score. He had a big hole. Great job by the O-line, and the Cougars take a 27-21 lead.
There was just nobody around him.
As Brent, I'm kind of wondering, maybe that Mayde Creek defense starting to get a little tired.
That's a possibility. I mean, we're coming down to less than a minute in the 3rd quarter as the PAT is about to take place.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it's good.
And once again, we thank our touchdown sponsor, Cane Islands. Cane Islands, something special in Katy. Encourage you to come and check it out.
Great Saturday night for football as we're here under the lights at Rhodes Stadium.
And as you were saying earlier about perhaps the Rams defense getting tired, that's always possible. But again, it's also possible that they just they looked and they saw an opening right there that they normally didn't see and took full advantage of it. It is getting late in the game. These players have been playing with a lot of intensity. That's where it comes into the coaches to motivate and bring out the best on both sides of the boys, letting them know, hey, we've got another 12 minutes of football after this 53 seconds is done. And you guys remember, you want this win before you go in and play Katy. Tomball, they're over there saying, hey, you want this win. Let's go into our bye week with a win. We're going to take care of items that we need to take care of that we see on the film and come out strong against Magnolia West in 2 weeks.
No doubt about that. Here's the kickoff. Another onside kick up the middle. Rams are going to have to be quick on this one. And it looks like they were able to recover it again. As you saw there, two quick onside kicks this half from the Cougars. But nonetheless, great field positioning to start by the Rams. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
You got to give it to the Rams special teams, especially the second time that they've seen in a row an onside kick. You generally don't see that happening, but in both sides, that shows good special teams coaching right there to focus on anything that can always happen in a football game.
So Lee going to line up in the backfield. Here's the give up the middle to him. He's got to see him. A nice block. Across the 40, sheds a tackle, and brought down at the 45-yard line. And some nice jiving right there by Donovan Lee.
Nathan Trotter right there for the tackle.
You also saw Keegan Ferguson with a nice block right there for the Rams.
Boy, each side's now going to be punching it, especially as they see that game clock go down to 20 seconds.
2nd down and 4. Here's the snap, another give up the middle to Lee. Lee, nice cut move to the right side across the 50, has a seam and looks like he's going to be brought out of bounds right around the 45-yard line, but nonetheless picks up the 1st down.
Ethan Smith there to push him out of bounds to keep him from getting as many yards. But the 1st down is right there for the Mayde Creek Rams.
Be 1st down and 10 from the 45-yard line. 8 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
And the Cougar defenders are really going to have to be focused on anything that can happen because the Rams really want to tie up that score going into the 4th quarter.
And he's going to keep it across the 40, and a nice play to finally bring him down after a pickup of 13. Alcozer on the carry. And once again, you see Alcozer getting it done with the legs as he's done several times tonight.
And Mark Bonet was right there with an ankle tackle. And if he was not going to let go of that ankle.
And if Bonet hadn't made that play, there was a couple more yards to be gained.
You were definitely looking at a couple of yards to be gained, and then possibly even bouncing off tackles. You never know. He may have just saved 6 points and saved a tie ball game. As we now in the 3rd quarter, right now as we go into the 4th quarter, the visiting Tomball Cougars leading 28-21 over the home team Mayde Creek Rams. We'll be right back after this.
2015s.
And you can count on a big selection.
A team dedicated to treating you better and low prices.
Like new Sierra Cruise discounted $12,400. That's right, folks. That's over 31%. And we have hundreds to choose from. Or a new Acadia for $299 a month.
Thanks for making us one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation.
Texan Buick GMC, located Highway 59 in Will Clayton. Or shop 24/7. TexanDrive.com. We treat you better.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Road Stadium as we begin the fourth quarter with the Tomball Cougars on top of the Mayde Creek Rams, 28-21.
And looks like Donovan Lee's going to take this one to the house. Touchdown, Mayde Creek. One play, one touchdown.
And I got to admit, Lee read that perfectly. He saw where all the blocking was being carried out, and he just ran right between every one of them, zigzagging and taking it in. So with the PAT coming up, we may very well see us going practically into the fourth quarter, a tie ball game.
Rosales going to do the kicking. Snap is down, kick is up, and good. But you saw him again, Brent, the one you talked about, almost getting back there to block that kick, just missing the tip of his fingers.
He's trust me on this. Sometime this season, he's not only going to get one, but he's going to get multiple. He's just that good. And I know as they work, as special teams coaches work, it just will not surprise me to hear that happens, or I'll be fortunate enough to be able to be there when it does. Because that kind of talent on special teams is hard to find, and when you find it, you milk it for all it's worth.
And, of course, we're talking about junior defensive back Mark Bonane for the Tomball Cougars.
He's also been giving Lee a little bit of grief when Lee's been trying to take those sweeps to the right and left. He's been there to make sure he either gets tackled or gets out of bounds.
So Rosales in once again to kick it off. Gordon back deep along with Jacob Allen for the Cougars. Still plenty of time left in this ball game for both sides. Just starting the fourth quarter.
Jacob Allen, a 2-year returning letterman.
And this one even fielded across the 30, down at the 35, sheds a tackle and brought down at the 38-yard line. Sainz on the carry, excuse me.
Joshua Thomas was there on the tackle.
And I'm interested, Brent, to see what kind of offensive pace the Cougars are going to go with right here. Are they going to go with that huddle-style offense that we saw last drive and just try to eat as much clock as they can and get down that field? Or are we going to see them go back to the no-huddle offense?
It just really depends right now on what Coach Ramsey wants to do. There's still plenty of time, but we're literally going to see an entire ball game being played in one quarter with it being a tie game.
And Jones going to roll out to the left. Thomas is going to catch this one. He's brought down hard at the 45-yard line, where the official spot's going to be. Going to be a gain of 6 yards on that one, bring up 2nd down and 4.
That was a wonderful tackle by Chris Patton. He came across the field and just literally got him up into the air and brought him down to make it 2nd down and 4.
There's a snap. This one going to go around the left side to Sainz. It's actually going to be a reverse to Gordon. Gordon has a seam across the 40, across the 30. Gets a block downfield and brought down with a flag down at the end of that play.
And Dominique Gates was right there to bring him down, but we're going to have to see what happens on that flag.
This one right around the area of the tackle. Be interesting to see what this call is. Not exactly sure.
Usually it's a face mask, but you never know until the referee actually makes the call, and here we go. I think he's getting additional information before he makes the call.
And a tough break right there by the Cougars as they're going to get called for clipping.
Yeah,
and
one of the offensive linemen got called for clipping. You don't see too many clipping calls anymore.
Well, definitely kind of a penalty that went away. But it'll be 1st and 10. Ball is spotted at the 35-yard line. Cougars are in Ram territory. And here's a snap to Jones. He's going to give it up the middle to Sainz. Sainz will fight forward for a pickup of a couple yards. Gain of about 3 on that one. Not really anywhere to go. Check that, Jacob Jenkins on the carry.
Kellen Mangrum was right there on the tackle, assisted by the other defensive lineman. And you're seeing more of the taking time on both offenses, with the Cougar offense right now and the Rams offense earlier.
And snap is down, looking to look downfield, and this one incomplete, intended for Kendall Gordon. In and out of the hands. 3rd down and 7.
Cameron Arredondo was right there, but that was a catch that should have been made.
And you have, you know, we talked about the Cougars defense being able to cover well tonight. You have seen the Rams defense make some plays and able to cover and bottle up these receivers pretty well.
Yes, and that goes back to both teams feeling like they came into this game with the ability to win against the other. And apparently neither one has been intimidated this whole game by the other team.
And this one going to be quick checkoff route. It's complete across the 20, sheds a tackle. Be good either way for a Cougar first down.
And once again, Cameron Arredondo just saved 6 points by his just reach out, grab tackle.
Jacob Jenkins on the reception for the Cougars. Be first down there inside the red zone. 1st down and 10. Ball spotted at the 18.5-yard line. Clock continues to tick, almost inside 9 minutes, 50 seconds here in the ball game. And here's a snap. This one's going to be given to Signs and actually going to be kept, and it'll go for a touchdown. Looked like Jones was going to give that one to Signs, but instead he pulls up the middle for the score.
Yeah, I think that the Tomball offense did a good job of hiding exactly what they wanted to do with that. Once again, Cameron Arredondo tried to come up and stop, but by the time he got there, it was already 6 points. He just couldn't get to Mason Jones in time.
So they're one snap away from a 7-point lead. Snap is down. Haynes' kick is up and good.
And that touchdown again brought to you by our touchdown sponsor, Cane Island.
And with 9:45 here remaining in the ball game, we're going to take a quick break here on Texan Live. You're listening to Forrest Cox and Brent Hallmark. Snap is down. Haynes' kick is up and good. And welcome back out to Rhodes Stadium. Tomball leads at 35-28 here over Mayde Creek.
And everybody, I'd like to remind you that Texan Live is your home for Houston High School football. Head to TexanLive.com after this game and lose yourself in the archives and many, many more from around the area.
This one going to be squibbed by the Cougars, fielded around the 18-yard line, across the 25, has a seam wide open and brought down at the 42-yard line. A quick squib and grab, able to pick up 20 yards on the return. Official spot will be down at the 42-yard line. Couldn't tell if they were going to move it up or not. But a nice field positioning start for the Rams, being down by a touchdown with 9:39 left.
Ethan Smith did a very good job bringing him down for the tackle. And not only the coaches, but you're going to see that the players are going to be checking out the clock. They want to see how much time is left, because they know that something's got to happen. If it's going to happen, and it's got to happen now.
And Lee in motion. He's going to get the ball around to the left side, across the 40, across the 45, sheds a tackle, makes a move, and down at the 48-yard line. Gain of 6 on that one, bring up 2nd down and 4. Lee's been the workhorse tonight, along with the quarterback, Anthony Alcozer.
And once again, Mark Brunet was number 10 right there for the tackle.
Bonet, the junior linebacker or defensive back for the Cougars. And here's a snap. Again up the middle with Lee, and he's bottled up this time by the Cougar defense for no gain.
Jake Jernett was right there for the tackle again to make sure that that didn't become a first down and force a third down conversion. I don't know, Forrest, do you think that they're going to try to give it to Lee on this third down play? Do you think that they might try to just do a pass?
I think they may stick with that draw right here. Maybe Alcozer up the middle, or maybe try one of those option routes as you see Lee going out again to that wide receiver side. And it's going to be a bad snap. Alcozer's not going to know what to do with it. He tries to scramble, and he's turned upside down right at the line of scrimmage. Is not sure what the center heard on that one, but he snapped the ball, and that'll bring up fourth down. A busted play, though, for the Rams.
And it really couldn't happen for a worse time.
An unlucky break right there for Mayde Creek, but they're going to try to go for it here on 4th down and 4.
And the Tomball defensive line saw that, and they just pounced on him. I mean, there was just nowhere he could go.
That one really caught Alcozer off guard. 4th down and 4. Lee going to go in motion. They're going to give it to him around the left side. And he's across the 40 and pushed out of bounds finally at the 41-yard line. And check that, at the 40-yard line. And, of course, why would you need to give it to anybody else when you got some speed like that?
He's just something that that's exactly what I was saying around halftime, where adjustments had to be made. And I think we're seeing the adjustments to the adjustments right now. It seems like Lee, who was having a little bit of a problem at the beginning of the third quarter, is now being able to dictate what he wants to do.
This one going to go up the middle to Lee. He's going to pick up 3 on this one, bring up 2nd down and 7.
And again, we saw another tackle by committee.
Seen a couple of those tonight from the Cougars.
Yeah, we have. Jacob Jenkins did lead that. But that's also, again, another one of the adjustments that we were discussing that we've seen. It's called, if one person can't bring him down, at least slow him down. Let your fellow defenders get up there and all together finish the job.
And in motion is Bryant. Bryant has a seam. Breaks some tackles across the 20, across the 15, and finally forced out of bounds at the 12-yard line is Josiah Bryant.
Cameron Cromauer brought him down. It was lucky for us because I saw as he was doing it, when he was reaching up to bring him down, it looked like he almost had the back of his shoulder pads. And at first I thought, oh dear, we might see a horse collar, but he had the focus to realize what was going on, changed the way that he was doing everything, and instead of trying to bring him down, forced him out.
Always nice to be able to slow your mindset down and make that play the right way. 1st and 10, ball at the 12-yard line. And we're going to have a timeout, Tomball. We're going to take a quick break here on Texan Live. You're listening to Forrest Cox and Brent Hallmark.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. During our summer clearance event, we need to move our 2015s.
And you can count on a big selection.
A team dedicated to treating you better and low prices.
You can get a new Jeep Grand Cherokee for just $389 a month. Or a new Jeep Wrangler discounted $5,000.
Thanks for making us one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation.
Texan, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram located at 59 and Will Clayton. Or shop 24/7. TexanDrive.com.
We treat you better.
And welcome back out to Rhodes Stadium. Tomball Cougars lead at 35-28, 6:48 remaining in the ball game, but Rams are threatening.
And this is where the Cougar intensity for Tomball is going to have to come out. They're leading the game 35-28. They do not want to see another tie ball game.
And 2 men in motion on this play. Going to roll out to the right side, and he's bottled up for a sack.
Nice.
Alcozer tried to get around that right side, but Loss of 3 yards on that one. 2 Tomball defenders had him sniffed out.
Looked like Dakota Sturman had that along with Jacob Jenkins, and they just plowed through that line.
So 2nd and long now for the Rams. Ball spotted at the 15-yard line. Clock continues to tick down. 6:17 remaining here in the game. 3 wide receivers all to the left. Gibbs going to be to Lee up the middle. He's across the, just down right at the 10-yard line. Looks like he was going to get across the 10, but didn't. Going to get 5 on that one and bring up 3rd down and 9. Not really much running room for him right there.
No, if I was the Cougar defense, I would be worried about one of the sweeps probably to the far side that Lee has been able to do all night. I wouldn't tip my hand in my lineup, but that's where I would put my focus on right now.
And Lee going to go in motion. They're going to give it to him around the left side. Not a lot of running room, but he's going to try to make something. And maybe a gain of a yard on this one as he's forced out of bounds at the 8-yard line. 7-yard line, excuse me. So a game of actually 2 on that one, but that'll still bring up 4th down. And if you're Mayde Creek, no matter what, looks like you got to go for it here.
You do. Ethan Smith did a really good job of leading 2 other defenders and creating a small little wall that Lee just could not penetrate, and he had to take it out of bounds.
I'm looking for 1 or 2 guys here, Brent. I'm either looking to give it to Lee or throw it to Josh Griffins. And it looks like we're going to have another timeout on the field, and it's going to be another timeout Tomball. They're going to burn their 2nd timeout of the half. But just like you said, a great play on defense, able to bottle up Lee on the left side of the field.
And I hate to see the fact that the Tomball's having to use another timeout for this. But again, if they can set the right defensive scheme in there, because as you said, there's going to be probably the 2 greatest possibilities is you're going to give it to Lee and have him run it either a sweep left, sweep right, or you're going to pass it to Griffin. Now here's another option. You do one of your little deceptive schemes and then try to run it in as a quarterback sneak. I think they need to be familiar and just ready for all 3. That could be one of the things that the Tomball coaches were emphasizing. Hey, here's your 3 greater possibilities. Look for all of them. Everybody, play your position and be ready.
We have seen Alcozer sneak the ball up a couple times tonight. 4th down. Here's the snap. Alcozer going to roll out to the right. Here's pressure. Going to throw it to Griffin. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Nice defensive stand right there for the Cougars.
That was an excellent defensive coverage over there. Every man was covered. The ball was just a little bit overthrown. You could even see the Tomball coaches were just as excited as the Tomball players were when the players were coming off the field.
But I know me and you, Brent, we've talked a little bit about this game all week long, back and forth on the phone. You kind of mentioned something. This is kind of a non-district rivalry that's developed over the last couple of years.
Well, Tomball is not that far away from here, and with internet and everything, and interest, especially in sports, these boys know each other, and it's good to actually get to play against some people you know.
And this one going to go around the left side, brought down at the 12-yard line is Kendall Gordon. Gain of about 5 on that one. Clock continues to wind down, almost down to 4 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the ball game. Look for Tomball to definitely do a lot of running.
Yeah, we just saw Jason Coleman with a great tackle on that. What the Rams are going to try to do right now is just force the short yardage, if any yardage right now. They know that with a little bit more than 4 minutes left in the game, there's still plenty of time for anything to happen.
Tyler's going to try to keep this one. He's going to be hitting the backfield. Loss of 2 on that, or loss of a yard.
Yeah, Grant Mitchell was right there on the tackle.
And maybe Mayde Creek can pick up they picked up a nice defensive stand earlier here in the quarter. See if they can't pick up another one right here as it's 3rd down and 7.
Now, Mayde Creek better watch for the pass.
And here's a snap. This one's going to be complete across the 20, across the 25. And just as you said it, Jacob Jenkins on the reception for the Cougars.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a shame, although that was a great tackle by Jonathan Coleman. But you've got to take advantage, especially in those third and long situations, if you want to try to get the ball back. Now with the next new series, it's going to make it even harder as the Cougar offense progresses downfield. The question being, are you going to have enough time to score? Mayde Creek has all their timeouts, but still.
It's going to be given around the left side, and a defender falls down, but able to be swallowed up for no gain. But Mangrum looked like he may have made the play, but kind of slipped. Instead of a loss of 3, it's a gain of 1.
Well, Jose Quidia was right there along with Alex Brookins, and they only allowed a yard on that play.
But just as you said earlier, Brent, that clock now is becoming a factor, almost down to 2 minutes, 2.5 actually, here in the ball game, and Tomball's just going to keep running the ball if they can.
If Tomball's able to convert the first down, then it looks like to me that Mayde Creek is going to have to start using their timeouts. Well,
Tomball's going to spin their final timeout of the half. Interesting move right here from Coach Ramsey.
And I think a lot of that especially comes about with him saying, hey, if we get the first down conversion, the game is pretty much ours. But we'd still have to play all 4 quarters. There's just no ands, ifs, or buts about that. Well, while we're in this timeout, I'd like to remind everybody again that Texan Live is your home for Houston High School football. Head to TexanLive.com after this game for all the archives that are present there from all around the area. You'll enjoy it, even just looking at it.
2nd down and 9 for the Cougars. Here's the snap, going to be given up the middle, and he breaks across breaks a tackle across the 35, across the 40, and down around the 46-yard line. A great run right there by Kendall Gordon, and a flag is down.
I know that Coleman wishes he had that one back. Oh, he had him contained, and he was just able to break out of Jonathan Coleman's reach. But
Personal foul on the defense, number 45.
And Brent, that
could be a coffin nail.
That may have been the final dagger, and exactly the coffin nail right here, as that's going to put this one into Ram territory. 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 39-yard line as the personal foul call goes against Mayde Creek.
Now what Mayde Creek is going to need to do is they're going to probably have to utilize their timeouts to stop the clock and just hope that the defense can contain the Cougar offense right now so that they could at least have a chance of getting it back and tying up this ball game. Right now the Cougar offense, all they need to do is protect that ball and just burn time off that clock.
And here's a snap going to be kept up the middle, wide open. Across the 20, Nate sheds a tackle, and he's brought down at the 19-yard line. Tyron Taylor on the quarterback keeper, and that may be the final dagger right here.
Yeah, Grant Mitchell did a great job of bringing him down, but that run caught them totally off guard.
It looked like he was going to give it to Kendall Gordon, and Taylor ended up keeping him himself. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 19-yard line. This one going to go up the middle. And touchdown Cougars. Kendall Gordon on the run. He made one move to his left and he was gone.
And he read that perfectly because there were no Ram defenders around any of the Cougar receivers on that area. So interesting call. As opposed to being conservative and just running out the clock, Coach Ramsey decided, I want my players to have the opportunity to perform, and they did for him.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it's good.
And we have another touchdown, and we really thank our touchdown sponsor, Cane Island. Again, Cane Island, something special in Katy. Come check it out yourself.
So with 1:05 remaining in the ball game, Tomball Cougars lead it 42-28 over the Mayde Creek Rams, but
with a two possession game, it's going to be, even with just 1 minute and all your timeouts, it's going to be hard.
no doubt about that. But you can't take anything away from the Mayde Creek Rams. They played a great ball game. Just some key penalty mistakes this half really hurt them.
And that was the key to it. It wasn't the play more, it was the penalties that really affected the Rams. And a lot of them were the personal foul type penalties that are avoidable. But the good news, if you want to bring good news out of it, is that it's coachable.
There's no doubt about that. Little mistakes you can fix. Hopefully the Mayde Creek Rams can get it done before they face the number 2 ranked Katy Tigers next week. Definitely a tough draw for them to open up district. Of course, Tomball will have the bye week before squaring off against Magnolia West. And of course, next week's Katy Mayde Creek game can be seen here on Texan Live. Here's the kick away. It's going to be a squib one down the middle. This one fielded at the 25-yard line, across the 30, going to be brought down right at the 35-yard line. 1:01 left remaining in this ball game. Mayde Creek's down by 2 scores. 2 touchdowns, that is.
And right now, where the defense that you're going to see is the guys are going to show that they're not going to quit. If anything, they know that the chances are, especially with just 1 minute left in the game, I've seen miracles happen, you never know, but the odds favor the inevitable outcome. But you don't want to factor that in. You want to show that you're in there for every play regardless.
And here's the snap. Alcoa's going to look deep downfield. This one going to be just overthrown. Intended for Xavier Shelton, as that one is kind of thrown more towards the defensive back than it was to the receiver.
I thought Kendrell McDonald, who was right there in coverage, had a better chance for it. But you're going to have to see Mayde Creek right now take these chances, and the Cougar defense knows that. So they're going to be playing to basically to prevent a score, even if they have to play deep and let little bitty yardage occur.
This one's going to be fake to Lee. Rolling out downfield, pass complete to Thomas. Thomas will not get out of bounds. Gain of 9 yards on that one. And the Rams are going to have to spend a timeout.
And Ethan Smith was right there on that tackle.
But, you know, Brent, we talked about it earlier. It seems like every time I looked up, somebody's name was being called different almost every play. Tomball Cougars really have a stout defense with a lot of playmakers on it. They're going to have a solid year, I think.
They are, and if anything, it's a young team. My guess is that Coach Ramsey sees that, and he realizes he's got something that he can truly mold. They could be a factor in that 19-5A district this year, and then going forward.
There's no doubt about that. Timeout ended. Mayde Creek will have it. 1st and 10. Ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line.
It's a little too soon to go and to think that it's going to be turned over.
And here's a snap, looking deep downfield. He's going to try to heave this one up.
That's a bomb there.
And knocked down.
Oh, wow. That was some nice defense by Cameron Combe.
Griffin's the intended target.
Comeau got that hand right up there and just smacked that ball away.
And you have really seen this Tomball defense as well stick to these receivers like glue. Other than Griffin's, not a lot of guys have caught the ball for the Mayde Creek Rams tonight.
And if anything, this gives the Rams the ability to work on their passing schemes, like that one right there with that completion over there to Keegan Ferguson for the 1st down.
Clock's going to stop briefly, but as soon as they spot the ball, it'll start up again.
And again, look at it right there for us, the never say die attitude on both teams.
First down 10, ball at the 37-yard line. Here's the snap, looking downfield. He's going to try to take off with this one. He's got a wide open hole. Across the 35, across the 30, he's got to get out of bounds. And finally forced out of bounds right there at the 23-yard line, but only 14 seconds remaining in this ball game.
Tomball's going to have to watch for the quick score. They're going to have to make sure that they can defend that goal line. Otherwise, if the Rams are able to score in the next few seconds, you know that there's going to be an onside kick.
And flags are going to fly prior to the snap.
Looks like a false start's going to be called on the Rams. And here comes the call.
Before the snap, false start on number 85 of the offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And it will go false start against the Rams. That'll move the ball 5 yards back. Be first down and 15. Only 14 seconds remaining in the game. And here's the snap down. Akoa's going to look downfield. He's going to try to heave this one up.
Overthrown.
It was intended for Xavier Shelton. And down to just 8 seconds remaining in the game. And
Martin Bourdain was right there, as he has been all night, doing a great job of staying on his defender.
And Alcozer took a tough shot on that one. Nonetheless, staying in the game. 8 seconds remaining.
And it looks like they're lining up to prevent the run or to blitz. They're putting pressure on the quarterback. He's coming back.
Here's the heave downfield right at the buzzer. It is going to be a touchdown Rams.
Kendall McDonald was right there, but with his angle, there was little he could do without drawing the penalty.
Either way, the clock has hit 0, and after this PAT, the ball game is going to be over. But, you know, nice way to work on at least some end-of-the-game offense. You went down the field and you scored. You didn't quit.
No, exactly, and neither team needs to just lead with their heads held low. Generally, 99% of the time, somebody's going to win, somebody's not.
And here's the snap down. Kick is up, and it's good. So that's going to be your ball game. Final score, Tomball Cougars win it 42-35 over the Mayde Creek Rams. We're going to take a short break here on Texan Live. We'll be right back with a post-game wrap-up.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. During our summer clearance event, we need to move our 2015s.
And you can count on a big selection.
A team dedicated to treating you better and low prices.
Like new Sierra Cruise discounted $12,400. That's right, folks. That's over 31%. And we have hundreds to choose from. Or a new Acadia for $299 a month.
Thanks for making us one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation.
Texan Buick GMC, located Highway 59 in Will Clayton. Or shop 24/7, TexanDrive.com. We treat you better.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
And welcome back out to Rhodes Stadium. Final score, Tomball Cougars 42, Mayde Creek Rams 35. What a fantastic ball game.
It sure was, and it measured up to what everybody thought it would be. You had two equally matched teams out here fighting it well into the fourth quarter. We came into the fourth quarter, just one play tied it up, and literally we saw an entire football game fought in one quarter, and it does not surprise me at all that 7 points is the difference in this quarter. Well, if I had to pick an unofficial player of the game, And I guess you just have to say, and this is actually a good thing, I would have to give that player of the game to the entire Tomball defense.
I 100% agree with you, Brent. I mean, like I told you during the game, every time we looked up, there was somebody different being called out there for making a tackle or getting penetration or, knocking down a pass or getting an interception when Mayde Creek was in the red zone. It was just plays like that won you the ball game.
And what happened, you can sum that up, is that the Tomball Cougar defense played as a unit. They played as a team, and they did a good job defending. Now, one of the things that they could have done a little bit better in adjustments, the adjustments that they made to contain Donovan Lee early in the third quarter. Lee was able to get out in the fourth quarter and start doing some of the runs that we saw him doing in the first half. But that's one of those things that Tomball is going to go back. Their coaches are going to analyze the game film, and they're going to see exactly where they need to tweak going into their district play in 2 weeks against Magnolia West.
Well, for both sides, too, and I know we talked about this earlier, both sides had some costly errors. Mayde Creek had the 2 penalties on one drive in the fourth quarter, but Tomball had some as well. Mayde Creek just a couple more mistakes than Tomball. This game really could have gone either way all night long.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, what did it end for the Mayde Creek Rams offense was the penalties. Every time you turn around, especially on a third down, it looked like there was a penalty, and it was always a personal foul 15-yard penalty, or every now and then one of the face mask penalties. But the good news is that's something coachable. And it's sad that the Mayde Creek Rams have to go into district play 0-3, but they've got a lot to work with in terms of looking at game film, coaching. One of the surprises for tonight that I was really impressed was to see that Mayde Creek offense utilize the pass a lot more than they have in the first 2 games combined. So that's something that they can draw on going forth. There's teams in the 19-6A district that they can give a good run for their money on, and that's one of the things that they need to focus on, especially with the first-year coach who has a reputation of being able to turn programs around like he did at Waco Conley High School, taking a team that had a history of losing and turning them into playoff contenders who generally lost either to the state champion or the state runner-up the years that they did make the playoffs. So there is a lot that Mayde Creek and Tomball can take away from this game. Tomball, of course, goes to 2-1 for the non-district. They've got, as you said, they've got the bye for next week, and Mayde Creek does have to go back and decide what are they going to do in order to do what almost everybody sees as the impossible, and that is to bring down the number 2 state-ranked Katy Tigers.
Well, no doubt about that one. Tough draw next week. Going to give you a quick scoreboard update from around the Houston area. Waltrip leads at 39-28 over Caney Creek, 7:46 remaining in the game. Northbrook over Sam Houston, 42-0, 9:40 remaining in the third quarter. Cy Springs over Jersey Village, 48-24, 9:19 remaining in the fourth quarter. Conroe leading Aldine, 53-20 with just start of the fourth quarter. And get a couple scores that have gone final as well. LaPorte over Clear Springs, 19-14. Ridgepoint upsets number 9 Stratford, 31-21. Cinco Ranch over Memorial, 27-9. A-Leaf Taylor over Fort Bend Travis, 37-3. Brazos Wood over Lamar Consolidated, 37-27. South Houston over Sam Rayburn, 21-2. Klein Oak smashes George Bush, 50-7. Oak Ridge over Klein Forest, 30-7. And, of course, out here, Tomball Cougars defeat the Mayde Creek Rams, 42-35. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to us. My name's Forrest Cox, alongside my commentator, Brent Hallmark. We'll see you next time here on Texan Live.